here to speak about depression and anxiety, which I don't think is spoken enough about anywhere really, but specifically in our industry, with it being so young and now people aren't communicating enough, and talks like this need to happen more. So the title of it is actually called Programming is Awesome, but I think that's a lie because I've never heard anyone say that, at least not truthfully. I think Jordan said it earlier actually, I don't know if it was really serious.
Maybe first over.
Yeah, maybe not. So, hands up, who's either felt depressed or been anxious when it comes to work? It's alright. Anyone? So, it's okay, it's alright. So, it's okay to feel sad. Right? It's okay. You're not alone. A lot of hands went up, so don't worry. But who am I to tell you it's okay to be sad and depressed and all those other horrible things? Well, I'm James. I work for a company called Blue Bay Travel. I've been programming since I was 7, which might not look like it's been long, but it has. I'm a tax evangelist and I'm currently working on a few projects. I've had my highs and I've had my lows. So, firstly, why does programming suck? Why does it make us feel depressed and anxious? Well, 3 main reasons that came to mind in the space of 5 minutes. A bajillion new tools are created every day. How do you keep up with them, all right? You spend a lot of time alone. Jamie said something about community earlier and the fact that there's all these people out there, but there's no one actually in front of you. No one, not always, not everyone communicates back to you in person. I think that's quite important when it comes to depression and feeling sad and that. You're battling a constant barrage of errors and warnings and no, you're doing it wrong, and you keep going round and round in circles, and it starts to play on your mind. You feel not good enough perhaps. So that's why programming sucks and what causes it. So there's like 4 main things that I can think of. You've got Imposter Syndrome. 5. That's just never my strong point. So, Imposter Syndrome. So, I don't know if any of you heard of that, but it's a feeling that almost living a lie. So, one day someone's going to work hard. I'm not really a programmer, just been bashing the keyboard and something tends to work half of the time. And that one day everyone's just going to realise, and you're not really a programmer. Real programmer syndrome, I think, came from Reddit. Thanks, Reddit. So, real programming is where you see another programmer working 60, 70 hours a week, bashing out a load of code. They're never fazed by obstacles, clients changing their minds. Nothing goes with it. They just keep on going like a machine. Whereas you'll go home, you'll do 90 hours a week, 40 hours a week, contract hours, and then you go home to your family, children, whatever, and you don't work on any side projects, and that doesn't make you any less of a programmer. You keep a lot of information in your head at a time, so you build up a mental model of a project or a program or whatever, or even the design and the client's needs and whatever, and then following on from that you've got distractions. So someone was talking to me about this a couple of weeks ago, and they described it as a house of cards. You're putting around your card, building up your house, and at the last one someone will come along and go, by the way, we need to do this, and knock your cards down, you've got to rebuild it up, perhaps your structure changes, it's windy in the office now, things change, and your house of cards doesn't go together as well. And the feeling that you can't keep up, so bear with me with this. You've got Bower, Uniman, SAS, Less, Forge, Bootstrap, Grunt, Git, CoffeeScript. How do you keep up with it, alright? There's all these things coming out all of the time, and it's a constant struggle to stay afloat and relative. It's quite easy to find another programmer that can do that thing that's just come out, so why aren't you doing it as well? Well, the truth is, you don't keep up with it, at least you kind of do, but it's more, our jobs are constantly evolving, and you as a person are evolving, you're learning new skills, so don't worry about it if it takes you months to come up with it. If you've got the tools already, keep using them, they're working for you, right? Don't panic when new technology is released. If your build is taking 10 hours perhaps, why it's taking 10 hours, but if it is taking 10 hours and that is a problem, then sure, look for alternatives. You know, needs must. Keep using the tools you have until you're ready to learn at your own speed. Following on from what I just said, actually. Step back, so said it anyway. We see a lot of success stories, you know, they play in your mind. Not a lot of failures. Like 99% of projects that people start probably don't carry on. At least don't see it all the way through, right? Not everyone is going to build Facebook and Snapchat. And nobody is going to make one whole Instagram on their project. So let's get serious, right? What can we do to make this problem not a problem, or not so much of a problem? Well, we need more people to talk about the issue. So when I was searching for things to say, you know, there isn't a lot of talks about this subject. It's taboo almost, and it shouldn't be. Geek to Mental Health Week was on October the 27th. So it was a whole week of blog posts and podcasts and that was aimed at people talking about the same thing and their same problems or similar ones and how they dealt with it or how they continue to deal with it. And I don't want to talk about it is not an excuse, right? There are plenty of people in this room alone that I'm sure if you spoke to someone that had experienced it, they would be willing to talk back to you about it. And aside from that, what can you do as yourself? Well, take up a new hobby, build a train, track, whatever. Go running, go cycling, go canoeing. Enjoy a holiday. When me and my fiance went away, I barely touched my laptop. I took it with me, I copied photos to it, but that was it. I was too busy getting pissed. So, relax, have a good time. Don't, go home. Don't worry about real programmers. They're non-existent. They struggle too. And talk to someone. Me? Anyone else? Whatever, just talk. Thanks everyone. Any questions?
Just not a question, but I just want to thank you for obviously bringing up what I guess is quite a unspoken kind of subject area.
Thanks.
And it's when I saw it on the itinerary for tonight, I thought that was something that was caught my interest straight away. So
I hope it didn't let you down. Any others?
I have quickly.
Yeah.
I'll feel daft if I'm the only person that thinks this, but what is a tabs evangelist?
Oh no!
I'm about to start looking.
Oh, okay, I'm with you now.
Yeah.
Basically, he's on the tab side of the army of tabs versus spaces.
Go on, yeah.
That's a talk for another day.
Yeah, maybe next time.
Yeah, you say about going home, what happens if you work from home?
Didn't
The
think about that.
boundaries of freelance and
So, what I've done works from home, go to the pub. No, when I work from home for a bit, I set myself the same schedule as what I'd work. I might break it up into blocks, but in that time that I wasn't working, I would make sure that I wasn't on my laptop, I wasn't doing anything computer related, or I was still setting the same time that I would work. Does that help? Yeah, honestly?
yeah, no, that's what I do.
Good. Any others?
Have you seen the talk by, I think it's Greg Bouge's Depth
yeah.
and Oppression?
Yeah, I think so. Was it the Rubicon?
Yes, I saw it at Laricon.
Right, yeah, you've probably seen
Really,
it.
really good.
I think he was the guy that hid under his covers and then his mate
Yeah,
came in.
he's Boston.
And he
He's
talks a
got
lot
outside
about
it, but
it was partly inspired by that because he talks a lot about it now, which is something it is good, but it took a lot for him to start talking about it.
I think was that an article in .net as well?
Yeah, I think it might be actually.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it does a lot about it now, which is good.
tweeted a video for that. It's got our long watch.
Yeah, it's well worth
really
watching.
watch.
Such a thing.
And then I down, but
Yeah.
if you do, lock the door.
Yeah, well, make sure you do like it. Any others? We're good? Cool.